Welcome back to another episode of the Selective Podcast. I'm your host, Exsar. This week, joined by our co-host, T, is back on the virtual studio with us, and we have a very, very special guest, Mr. Oliver Guan here, the founder of MarkedEU, one of the most important, I would say important, quote-unquote influencers, if you will, in the fashion Instagram space. But we're going to get into MarkedEU, the Hedi Boy era, fashion in Denmark, and a lot more. Enough with the intros, man. T, welcome back to the pod, bro. How are you?
Doing really good, man. As always, pleasure to be on. You know, Guan and I have been friends for a very long time, and I've been wanting to get him on the pod for a while. So I'm really excited to have him on, and I think it's going to be a really fun episode.
Fuck yeah, man, for sure. 100%. Guan, dude, first appearance on the podcast. How are you doing today?
Yo, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm glad to be here.
Cool, man. Yeah, good to have you. T, since the beginning, man, T's like, dude, we got to get Guan on. And it's just been something that we've been planning around. So, good to have you on. But let's get right into it, dude. Obviously, you're someone who has like a pretty big personality on Instagram, very low key, but has like built a really big following over time. Let's start from the beginning, man. That's like the best place to start. How did you get your start with fashion and more specifically like fashion on Instagram? How did that start for you?
Dude, like the thing is, I think I got introduced to like fashion at a quite young age. Like my dad always he was like on the like kind of trends like back then, but like not anything design or anything like that. But like then like I moved to Denmark, and then people were like, there were like some low key people that were like very few people like at the school I was going to that was wearing like designer clothes. I was like, yo, that's pretty dope. Like, and then I think. Then I got into like Facebook groups, and then and then just went on from there, I guess. Like, and then I bought my very first pair, like my very first like designer item was a pair of Balenciaga Arenas, like in black, like so classic. And dude, I was so happy, man. Yeah.
But to give our viewers some more context, you said you moved to Denmark. Where did you move from?
Right. I used to live in China. I lived in China for 12 years.
So you're fully Chinese?
No, I'm half Chinese actually, like half Danish, half Chinese.
Half Danish, half Chinese. And
Yeah,
so how old were you when you moved to Denmark?
I was around 12 or 13. I'm not like, around there at least.
So what do you call home? Would you say Denmark or China?
The thing is, right, like when I first moved, I was like, damn, like I miss China so much. Like I love the environment there. But then like as time like went past, like I love like Denmark more and more. And then I guess I call this my home, but I call China my home as well. Like I can't really take a side, you know?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah. That's interesting. You say that. I mean, it is. What part of China are you from? What part of China did you grow up in?
Thing is, I moved like through a couple of cities, but I think the city I lived in the longest time is a city called Suzhou, and it's close to Shanghai. Like half an hour, like on the like speed train or whatever.
Yeah.
I lived there for like, I don't know, like 6-7 years or something, I think.
Right. Yeah, man. Life in China seems so interesting, so different than like what Westerners are used to, but it seems like such a fascinating country. So many huge cities. Like fashion is obviously really big over there and interesting.
Absolutely.
Would you say that you're influenced by Chinese like trends or more European trends?
Definitely more like European trends, like because I wasn't even like exposed to like high end like street fashion when I was in China, and then like I don't know, like I feel like I haven't seen a lot of like Chinese like Instagram profiles, but I mean like that's understandable since it's like banned there, right? Like
right.
Yeah, that's actually a great point. Like when you think about the male influencer, I guess space within fashion, it's a very Western dominated space, and I mean, I myself am aware that in China, I guess that there's like these other platforms, like this thing called Red, and like, some other social media platforms where people, it's kind of like their Instagram where they just post pictures like flexing and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I guess that there's influencers on those platforms, but it's strange that they don't translate over to Instagram, I guess, which is, I would say, the biggest platform.
For sure. Like the thing is like China is so big that like, you know, they don't need to have more than their own their own version of Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, and there's like so many things in China that like people like Westerners like have no idea that they're doing. Like right now when they're like selling like a bunch of products, like they do like a live stream on Taobao, and then well, I don't know if it's on Taobao or Weibo or something like that, like another like a sales platform, right?
Yeah.
Like a messenger platform. Like then they do like live, they like show the item like at the camera, and they'll be like, oh, it costs this, and then people like bid, like buy it, like they all click the link, and they'll get like celebrities to like show the items and do the live streams and do like that. That's like huge in China.
So it's like a live auction.
Yeah, like kind of. Yeah, but they're just like selling like normal products, you know? Like
that's crazy.
Yeah, dude. It's like I wouldn't know unless like my dad like told me all these things, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
It kind of reminds me a little bit like of Japan too, although Japan is a little, obviously a little more open to the Western world, if you will. That might be an ignorant term, so excuse me. But you kind of see a little bit more of the Japanese like fashion landscape, if you will, versus China. But I'm like super interested in like Chinese streetwear. I know that's something like T, like we've talked about in the Selective, is like these Asian markets, man. Like there's so much crazy potential in there that we just don't know about because they're so closed off, And I'm sure for Mark, it's like the same for you, right?
Absolutely. Like I definitely want to get into like the Chinese market, like in some way. Like I think the thing is like I think a lot of people in China, like the secondhand market is not so big in China. A lot of people want to buy like the new stuff. Like they don't want to be like, oh, I'm buying used clothes. Like,
I guess there's still like that stigma on like buying used clothes.
Yeah. Cause like they're too proud, like that's what I feel like, at least.
Yeah. I feel that for sure. So hold on, getting back to your fashion journey and how you got on. So how did you get into like, Instagram, fashion, I guess, influencing and, posting pictures and whatnot? How did that start for you? Because I mean, we were talking about this before, but you were really one of the first guys that I at least saw on Instagram that was like, okay, this guy's, he's doing numbers. He's got crazy nice pics. He's got crazy nice pieces. Like this is kind of like in the same space that we discussed another episode on the podcast, Exsar and I, with Ben Henry. I thought Ben Henry was like, for me, he's very much like a pioneer, in like the men's like fashion space, I guess, on Instagram. And I feel like you're kind of like that for Europe, I feel like.
Yeah, like I don't know what to say. Like I was also, I think I discovered like Ben Henry like pretty early, but still like not early enough to like remember like his really like OG posts.
Dude, I remember his OG posts, man. Honestly, I owe it all to him. Shout out to Ben Henry.
Yeah, shout out. Like whenever like Kanye just wore something like a little bit like hyped or something, like he always had like the day after or something. Dude, that was so crazy. It was so crazy.
Yeah.
Respect.
So Ben was like, I would say, the pioneer in like the Jerry Boy era, which was like a big era of fashion and like hype and Instagram and whatnot. But then I would say that there was very much an equally big area, but in a completely different spectrum of the fashion space, which was like the Eddie Boy era, like Saint Laurent, the Prime collections. And there was like a whole cult following. I mean, there still is today, but to a smaller extent, I would say.
Right.
There was like that cult following for Eddie.
Yeah. It was so big back then, man. Like, but I feel like, it was like pretty fresh back then. And now it's like, we've seen it, like I'm also like, I'm getting super tired of like, well, like the Saint Laurent like palm bomber and like, the Tiger Eagle, whatever. Like I don't even want that anymore, like that's why I'm on the new, like the Celine wave. Like, I think that's like the new wave, like for me at least.
Yeah. You were posting these fit pics back like in 2015, man. Like that's a long time ago. That's before like most people were even like considering that. Like, who influenced you to take fit pics? Because like I think for most of us, I mean, I wasn't doing that until years after that, and I'm much older than you. So it's like like who were you seeing on Instagram that were posting fit pics and you were like, I got to get on this too?
I think like back then, right? Like I got into Saint Laurent, like I think I saw this guy wearing like the wide boots or something, and then I found out like, oh, like he's in this like Facebook group, like Saint Laurent, like buy, sell, trade, whatever. And then like I got into that group, and that's where everything that's where it started with like fit pics. Like there was like a thread with like, oh, post your SLP fit pics here, and then like I would go through the fits. I'm like, yo, this is pretty cool. Like, and then I mean, then I was like, oh, I just posted on Instagram. Like if I take like a fit pic or something, like.
Right.
I don't know. And then there's all these like inspo pages on Instagram. I don't like some super ones with like where they have like represent. Not like before that, like represent, like they were wearing like represent, you know.
Jesus.
Like these like super streetwear, like that was the first time I saw fit pics, at least.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, because actually now that I think about it, like the very early stages of your IG, you did have like some fear of God and, you know, like
yeah. I had like off-white shorts, like
yeah.
For
yeah,
sure.
I mean, I went through that phase too. That's like very much when I started getting into fashion as well. But I was like, I wasn't posting anything on Instagram.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I wasn't either. And I was getting into fashion at that point too. It's just, yeah, it's crazy that you were like, you know, one of the first to be posting those kind of fit pics, especially in that space. But like, yeah, the Saint Laurent look, man, I, like you were saying, it's a classic look. Like, I personally think it's timeless. Do you think it's a little played out at this point in 2021? I know it already had like, you know, quote unquote its time of day, but I still think that like, you know, it's a very good look. I don't know how you feel about that.
For sure. Absolutely. Like, I think like if you're not going for like the crazy, like full, like too crazy looks, like, you know, where you're wearing like something like, I don't know,
why it's
like a really
like the whole
like
fucking thing.
Exactly. If you're wearing like just like the leather jacket and like jeans and t-shirt, like, and you pull it off well, like you have the body type, like, dude, it looks super good. Like my friend Zach, he still like wears like these like Zach F on Instagram, like he still wears like Saint Laurent fit pics, and whenever I see him in like real life, I'm like, yo, like this is still dope, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you made a good point there. I think that body type is actually very important, as much as like people try to say that, you know, fashion should be universal and whatnot. I think that at the end of the day, there are exceptions to that rule. And, you know, the full SLP top to bottom style, like, you know, rocking DO2s, rocking Wyatts and whatnot. I think that there, you do have to have a certain aesthetic and a certain, I guess, body type to kind of be fully embracing that style, I guess, or really to be pulling it off.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with that.
For sure.
And I think that that's why, like, that also is what kind of stopped it from gaining like mass attention, because at the end of the day, because of this, I guess, exception, it's kind of hard for, you know, at a worldwide scale, that to be accepted as like the go-to great style, you know?
That's actually a really interesting point. I bought a pair of DO2s this past week. And I'm really tall. And this is like the first pair of like skinny jeans I've bought in years. And I tried them on and they just like fit really well. And I realized that like, you know, maybe like isolating myself off from this certain look for so long like wasn't a good idea, because it just works with my proportions because I'm really tall. But going back to what T said, like, yeah, maybe it didn't take off because, you know, especially if you're like really, you know, if you're really short, if you're a little wider, if your frame is a little bigger, like it doesn't, like the look is very hard to pull off in my opinion. And that's not like a bad thing, you know, that's not like, you know, that's not saying anything bad about, you know, the way people look and people's frames, but like you have to have a certain look to pull it off. And I think it's very, very hard to do it, you know?
For sure. And like the thing is, like some people, there's also like this thing like back then, like people didn't want to buy like, or at least back then, like I remember like the Danish groups and like my friends, like we were talking, like they didn't want to like spend money on DO2s because they were plain jeans, like plain black jeans. Like, oh, I just buy some, I buy them off like ASOS or some crap like that. Like, I mean, not crap, like fast fashion places.
Right.
And then, but I was just always like, yeah, I think like, I bought a pair and then I was like, yo, this is like completely different. Like it's the real deal, you know, like jeans matter for sure.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, at the end of the day, those Fear of God jeans, they used to be like $900 for like indigo ripped denim, and they used to resell like easily for like $2,500. Those were like the Chrome Hearts jeans of their day. If you think about it. Like everybody wanted them so bad that it was absolutely impossible to buy them at retail. And like if you got a pair, you could flip the shit out of them. Yeah. And it's crazy because I had tons of pairs of those jeans, right? And like all colorways and shit. I mean, I love that. And I think about that now, like I still have one pair in like the back of my closet, and I saw them the other day and I tried to put them on and I was like, bro, how did I ever fit in this? Like,
I swear, they're so skinny, right?
To get my feet through the actual ankle part of the jean, it was like, I had to like bend in all kind of positions. They're so skinny, man. I actually think back and I'm like, how in the world did everybody try to rock this? Like,
bro, T, you gonna bust those out?
No, absolutely.
Dude, fit pick soon.
Yeah, fit pick soon with the fear of God, man. T, I think you mentioned this on the pod, but you were like in that Saint Laurent phase during that peak, were you not?
Yeah, I was never so I'll tell you, I never got into wearing Wyatt's. Just for me, it was something about the heel being a little bit too big that I could never adopt it. I mean, I'm not the tallest guy, so it was like I feel like kind of, I don't know, it just didn't look good with my proportions. I do totally agree that there's some guys that can really pull it off. You know, like I would see Harry Styles or whatever, like rocking full SLP, and I'd be like, damn, I kind of want to rock that. But I think that you have to be honest and be like, yeah, you know, I'm not Harry Styles, right? I'm not fucking rocking.
Yeah, you gotta.
And but I did get into SLP. Like I had a lot of the jackets, a lot of the bomber jackets. You know, Eagle Tiger. I had the Sunset Sample jacket, which was crazy. That 1 of 1.
Yeah, I helped you with that.
Yeah. I bought it off that guy DH Colt.
Yeah. Sam.
Yeah. Exactly, Sam. Yeah. That was a great jacket. I sold that not long ago for a lot of money, but that's another story.
Yeah.
So one thing that I loved was the Sherling jackets. I still love them to this day. Like a really nice in the winter, like a full suede Sherling jacket on the outside with like really, really nice colorway and whatnot. I'll put a picture up of the one that I own to this day, which is in New York, which I can't wait
brown
to wear.
One.
Exactly, brown one. Like I think it's like the cowboy Sherling or something like that.
The Sherlings are so timeless, sick. Bro. They're timeless.
Yeah, and like shout out to Hugh, by the way, the guy who actually introduced Guan and I. He actually proxied that jacket for me. Damn. Which was dope of him to do. And I mean, it's a jacket that I love to this day. I rock it in the winter in New York all the time. So I was into like that kind of stuff. I was into individual pieces for sure. That's what I would say. But I was never into the full look.
Yeah. Guan, are you still like these days, you know, do you ever pull out the DO2s and the Wyatts again? Or it's kind of like something that sits on the shelf and you kind of appreciate it for what it was?
The thing is, like, I sold off all my Wyatts. Like, I don't have any Wyatts. But the thing is, I only have like Celine boots now. But you know, like they're more like clean. They don't have the harness. You know, the harness is like I think it's a little bit. It's played out, right? Like in my opinion,
because it got down to fast fashion. Like that's for me. When you're like, you know, you got all these other boots that are like they obviously look much worse with the same kind of style. At that point, it's like
right
for sure.
Kills
but
it.
Then like I don't. Oh, dude, I haven't worn skinny jeans in so long. But the thing is, if I wear skinny jeans, it will be like the flared ones, like D17, the bootcut jeans, like from Saint Laurent. Yeah, I love them, man. I use those like quite often, actually.
Yeah, D17s are great. I've been trying to find a pair of my size, and it's so hard, man. I can't find a pair of D17s. But
what size are you, man?
Like a 34 waist, but I'm hella tall, so my inseam is like 34. You know?
Yeah, but they're not so long, man. They're not so long. That's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah. So it'd be hard for me to find for sure. But yeah, I agree with T, man. Like the harness boots got down to fast fashion, like you say, like everyone was like doing that. So
facts.
Feels like played out. But I know you mentioned Celine, man. Celine is, you know, obviously kind of like the new wave. What are your thoughts on the brand as a whole? The work that he's doing over there at Celine.
Right. Like the direction he's trying to go with Celine, like now is like I don't really know. Like
Celine
it was like
times TikTok.
Yeah, I'm like when he did that collab thing on TikTok, I was like, no way. I'm the biggest hater of TikTok. I'm just gonna say it now. But like I don't know. But then you know after the runway show, like I was in like the store. There's a store in Copenhagen here that like sells some like a few like Celine pieces, and then I tried them on in real life, like, and then put like some fits. I'm like, yo, like some of these like items are like pretty dope. Like I have a fleece, I have a hoodie, and like I have a pair of ripped jeans from the new collection as well. But they're not skinny, you know. They're like straight fit, like
right.
Yeah. I love those. But
yeah, he has some good fitting jeans from his new collections. I mean, I've seen you rock them mostly on IG. I mean, the fit is always really clean.
Yeah. I think so too. Especially like the stuff he just like when he just came to Celine, like the first few collections, like first 2 years, whoa, so good. It was so good in my opinion.
Yeah.
But one thing that I thought is weird is that a lot of these pieces hit the sale. Like literally every pieces go on sale. Every single piece from the new collections go on sale. Like I see pieces go on Grailed for like way under retail.
Yeah, the thing is like there are some items that won't go on sale, like the Celine Teddy bomber, for example, like, or actually the red one did go on sale, but I mean, but like the super popular stuff, I feel like it won't go on like sale on websites, but like people can plug them, like, so it's always like you will always be able to find like almost everything like for under retail, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. 100%. T, you wanted to move on. If you think now's a good time to move on to fashion in Denmark, man. Guan, I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on that. Obviously you've been in Denmark for a long time now. Spend most of your life there growing up. So what's the fashion ecosystem like in Copenhagen?
Yeah, what's the scene out there?
Like, I mean, yeah, it used to be like people wearing like Saint Laurent, like Gucci, like, and putting like terrible fits together and stuff like that. But now it's like it all changed to vintage. I swear, like I don't see so much like especially on young people. There's almost like no designer on like most of the people that are going on the streets these days. Like, of what I've seen at least.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for sure. Like all the girls wearing vintage, like everyone's just wearing like a vintage,
You think it's because of TikTok?
It might be. I don't like it even boomed like before TikTok, I would say. Cause then like there was, I don't know, like there are a lot of like guys with a lot of followers like here in Denmark, like they're all like wearing like vintage, but like I don't know, I don't like their fits so much, but like obviously some people do, I mean they blew up way faster than when I was posting, like
yeah, but one thing that I have noticed nowadays that's different to like, I guess, our quote unquote scene back then, like before, is that nowadays it's like there's so much content. It's like every single day I'm gonna post a Fitbit. Fitbit.
Yeah,
guys are like every single day going hard, dude. And I don't know how they do that, honestly. Like, how are you? Like, I don't understand how people are doing that, because back in the day it was really like a quality over quantity. That's what really differentiated like a page that would actually grow and have followers and like a page that didn't. Like, there would be guys that would post a lot, but it's like you're just posting a lot.
Nowadays, it's not good.
The algorithm does good if you post a lot nowadays, I guess, right?
Yeah. The algorithm also like, sorry to interrupt, but like the algorithm also like the if you have like a ton of comments, like in like the first 10 minutes or something, if you have a lot of comments, you're going to be the first one on the page. Like, that's the first photo you're going to see. It's like that's like everything. And I see people like, they're like commenting on everything because they expect like, like a comment back, like when they post a fit pic,
Damn, bro. I actually had no idea that the comments were that big on the algorithm, because I totally see that all the time. But you're saying,
right?
Like, it's the same people commenting on like every single picture. Every single picture on my timeline, there's like a comment from these specific people. And I'm like, dude, what do you think?
Exactly. I'm like,
damn, that screen time is probably like 13 hours a day at least.
Am I right?
Yeah, dude, the Instagram algorithm is so fucked right now. I think it's like it really does give people like more awareness the more you post, and it's like so tiring and so taxing, to do that. And I don't have a big following, but when I do post a fit pic, like it's the same fools I comment every single time, and it's not a bad thing, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's the same people all the time, and I've noticed that the more people comment, like the more reach it gets. But I just feel like the Instagram space, man, there's just, like T said, there's just so many fools posting all day, every day. It's like, it's almost gotten to the point where it's like almost boring,
It is. I think it's boring. Like,
in my opinion, yeah, I think it's oversaturated as fuck, man. Like, it's just, I think it's almost, I've said it before, like many years ago, but I think it's almost like corny now. It's a space where it's just like, yo, I'm about to fucking be a machine of fit pics so I can get followers and then post like ads, and it's like, that's not at all what it was about before at all, because no one was making money on Instagram before, and now it's all about making money.
Yeah. I mean, I bet like T, you also like, you got a lot like there probably like some brands or like some, like pages that are asking you like, oh, yo, can you do a shout out?
Can you do an ad? Yeah.
Can
of
you
course.
do an ad?
I'm always just like, absolutely
always
not,
no.
Bro. Yeah. Like,
always no.
People ask you, T?
Yeah, absolutely, man. More often than I would imagine, honestly. Like, I would say at least once a month I get like 3 DMs that are like, hi, you know, could we pay you for a story post or like a post? And I'm just like, dude, I don't even post, period. Like I'm obviously not going to post an ad.
Yeah. Guan, do you get that too? People reaching out to you for sponsorship?
Yeah, I used to get like so many, but like not like these days, not really anymore. Like,
yeah, it's kind of slowed down.
Yeah, I think the funniest, I got such a funny like sponsor message once. Like I got an email from like the sausage company in Denmark. I swear they were gonna send me 3 packets of what's it called, like sausages, and then they want me to post a story where I'm grilling them. I swear, and then like tag them on Instagram.
These are my favorite sausages.
Yeah, no, like no cap, like I was dying, crazy. Man. I was dying. I'll show you guys later. Like
that's crazy, dude. That's hilarious.
Funny, man.
Jesus Christ, man. These days, briefly, you know, what's kind of your approach to taking fit pics on Instagram? Is it like something that's in the back burner of your mind when you're getting dressed and going out, or is it something that you still kind of think about a little bit?
Okay. That's a good question actually, because like every time I put like a fit on, like if I'm really like, whoa, this is so good, like I really want to get like a fit pic,
right?
But then like sometimes like I don't even like I think that, right? But I'm like, I don't even know what kind of fit pic I want to take. Like I don't know how, like, you know,
right?
I think it's I used to be way more creative, but now it's just like I don't want to, like I almost don't bother, you know, like.
Yeah, man.
And then you have to bring like a friend like that's good at taking pictures, and like
for me that's the biggest headache, man. That's
am I right?
You need to have someone that actually knows how to take a picture. Like at the end of the day, it's like you can't just fucking put the fucking camera on and go to work. You know, it's really, that's just not how it works.
The thing is, like, yeah, like you know Oscar, right? Oscar Jardov.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like we're like we're all like, oh, let's go like take some pictures. Like let's go here, let's go somewhere, and then like blah blah blah. You know, I'm like, okay, I'm down.
Yeah, man.
It's quite funny.
Yeah, it's like you and I, Guan, when we would link up, it was always like, all right, now we like, it's like every single day I got like stuff. Now here we go.
Let's go take pictures.
Yeah, we've took so many photos in London, man. Like,
yeah, facts.
Like, oh, which one's to post? Which one we gonna post? Which one we gonna post? Like, oh, this is the banger. This is a banger. Yeah.
Jesus, man.
Those are good times, man.
Good times, yeah.
Those are the better times, honestly. No cap.
Facts.
Yeah, it's always fun to take pics, but like you said, you got to have somebody with you who knows what they're doing, because now you look like a fool out there. But yeah, it is what it is. All right, well, moving on, man, away from the IG stuff. We're kind of in the similar vein to the IG stuff, if you will. Took a little bit of a break for a while, a hiatus, if you will. Like, kind of walk us through that. Like, what point of time in your life was that, and why did you take that break?
Oh, that's a good question. I think I was in the middle of high school, or I don't know. It's called gymnasium in Denmark. Like, it's right before you go to uni. Like in the middle of that, I don't know. Like I wasn't buying too many clothes, and like the city I lived in, like there weren't. I feel like there weren't like so many good places to take pictures, and I didn't know who to write with. Like, oh, let's go take pictures, you know, like. And then I stopped like keeping up with like what's new and what's not, and then I guess I suddenly took a break.
But would you say that during that time you actually lost interest in fashion, or just, you know, it was just you just weren't posting?
I think it's a mixture of both, for sure. And I remember at that time, like a lot of people were starting to like kind of lose interest in fashion, like in Denmark at least. Yeah, and then I like, the thing is, I didn't know like what was new, like before the times, like I knew like, oh, Vetements was gonna be like, whoa, this is gonna be like the next big thing. Like
you were like the big Vetements guy, like
yeah, like
you had all the nicest pieces, and you had like, you know, the Champion like full sweatsuits.
Yeah,
you would actually. I have like a notoriously good picture of yours that I have like screenshotted to this day, that it was like a sick ass pic. I think in like the green Vetements hoodie or something.
Like the full set, right?
Yeah, maybe. I think maybe you were just rocking the hoodie in that specific pic. I'll have to pull it up, but I mean, just in general, Vetements, you just had so many good pieces. But anyway, sorry to interrupt you. So you thought that they were coming up?
I'm sorry?
So you thought that Vetements, they were the ones coming up?
For sure, man. It was like I don't know. Everyone was talking about the brand, like also like in Asia and all this, you know, like the Kanye wore, like, and then it just popped off. Like then they kept making like really good pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess, yeah.
And then the triple S's, you were on the triple S's too.
I was. I thought they were so hard, but I didn't want to pay the price. Like I was never like a really big sneakerhead. Like I didn't have like hype sneakers because I always thought, well, like paying whatever, like 1K plus like euro or dollars for a shoe is crazy. Like I could never like consider that. So when I got this triple S's, I was really like, oh, wow, these shoes are crazy, you know?
Dude, I've never seen like a shoe fall off harder than the triple S.
Am I right?
Like
when I was the same. Like when they came out,
you bought a pair?
Bro, I had a pair of like the all white kind of creamish ones, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I bought a pair of those, bro, for like 2 weeks. I was certain in my head that those were the sickest shoes that had ever been made, for sure.
Really?
Absolutely. Right. And the worst part is that I wore them one time because I would look at them and I'd be like, wow, these look so good, dude. And then I would put them on and I'd be like, yeah, I have absolutely nothing that I can wear with these shoes.
Yeah.
Because you had to have like very baggy pants, I feel like.
Yeah.
Or like cropped I don't know, man.
Yeah,
it was just like, but so quickly I was like, all right, I got to sell these because I'm not wearing them at all. You know?
Yeah, I sold my pair pretty fast as well, to be honest.
Yeah, I flipped them for a profit. So shout out to that.
Yeah, same.
Dude, that shoe was like very hot, and then like I don't know. As soon as I saw like the Migos with like super tight skinny jeans and the triple S's, I was like, bro,
the super tight skinny jeans and triple S for me is like the personification of like this guy has horrible style.
Yeah. He has no sense, like.
Yeah, he literally has no sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, during that hiatus, so you were still keeping up with shit. You just like weren't in the I guess in the location, the headspace to kind of be like entranced in fashion.
Right. I would say that at least. And also like on Instagram, people weren't like, I didn't know what was new. I didn't know what was nice. Like, not because like I was like following everyone, but like trying to copy or something. Like, I just didn't know like, oh, I don't know what I was feeling, you know? Then I just bought some like classic Saint Laurent pieces. And that was kind of it. Like,
yeah, for me, I mean, I went through a pretty similar situation where I just like lost. For me, it goes in waves. I feel like I lose interest in fashion. And then like for a small period, I'll be like really inspired by something. And I'll get back into it, and then quickly I'll lose interest again. It's just like it's hard nowadays. It's so fast. Everything moves so fast. Like, oh, now this is trending. Now this is trending.
It's like intimidating, bro.
No, it's just like I don't even want to get into it because I feel like then I have to constantly be buying new shit all the time.
Yeah,
like,
it's expensive.
Oh no, it's expensive and it's exhausting, man.
Yeah, no, 100% it is. Yeah. And it's just trying to find like that middle ground of what you like to wear and still like trying to see what's going on. It's hard, man. It's hard. But like Juan, you're back into it now. What are you wearing like day to day? You know, when you do go out, like when you think of your uniform today, like what is that? What are you wearing the most of?
I'm wearing like so many different kind of like outfits. It's really hard to say because now it's summer. And now I'm wearing like shorts. Now I'm really wearing like a vintage, like a kind of like quite big t-shirt, like in brown. And like, I have like these cargo shorts, and I have this Chrome Hearts, like a wallet chain. And then I am wearing like, I wear my Rick Owens Birkenstock sandals.
Yeah. I feel like summer is so hard for fashion, man. I don't like the summer for fashion.
Me neither. I just bought I just bought the new, like the Bottega, like the I don't remember. I don't know if it's called the puddle boots.
Yeah, the puddle sandals.
Yeah, the sandals. I bought the sandals, man. I love them, man.
Yeah,
that's a good summer piece, actually, like a good slip on.
Yeah.
So, summer's just hard, man. Like I feel like a good like outerwear piece like can make your outfit. And like in the summer, like it's just so hot, you got to be cozy, and it's just so hard to get like fits off, in my opinion. You know.
For me, it's impossible. If you're wearing shorts, it's basically impossible for me. Like I think that shorts is so hard to find a good fit in shorts. Man.
For sure.
Yeah. I just think you can do so much with pants, like all kind of different pants. But with shorts, it's like, dude, you can't wear jean shorts, you know, like you can't wear denim shorts. You just can't, like, there's like stuff you can't do.
Right. Cause like, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Because like, all right. Cause like with pants, like you can stack them on the shoe. Like there are so many options, right? Like with shorts, you just have to like, the shoe has to stand alone. Like it's only.
And then you also got to think about like the socks, you know?
Yeah. These socks are essentials. Like honestly, like just plain like white, plain black, like you got to have them, man.
You got to have good socks. Facts.
Bro, it's like just Uniqlo, like plain socks. The worst thing is that like I have like all my socks are like Uniqlo socks, plain socks, no branding, but I have a few like Champion socks, right? And it's like one of those things where I need to wash clothes. Like the Champion socks are all I have left and have a little Champions logo. And I'm like, bro, I can't like put on a pair of Guidis and have like a little Champion logo on my socks.
Nah,
like,
no way.
You know what I mean?
I get you, man.
That's funny.
But yeah, nevertheless. So bro, MarkedEU, how did you get started in like this space, man, of like selling clothes, particularly like luxury items? Like I'm sure like that's not easy. Why did you want to start something like this, and when did that start for you?
Okay, so in Denmark, I was always like I was selling so many like pieces. I was flipping. I was buying and selling like all the time. Like I became kind of like quite like a known seller in like the Facebook groups.
Yeah.
And then through that, like I gained like a kind of reputation for like selling clothes, I guess. And then I've always searched I'm looking like at these consignment stores. Like I'm looking at like Justin Reed, like .com, and I was thinking like, wow, why don't we have something like this like in Europe, right? Or actually I searched on Google like European consignment stores, and all like nothing really came up. Like Vestiaire came up, but that's just like
really,
yeah. I swear that was the only thing that came up, and then
absolutely
the rest were like top 5 European consignment stores, and they're all like only woman stuff. And then it was always like kind of mediocre, you know, like. And then I thought like, wow, like when I have time, like I kind of want to start like a business where I can do consignment in Europe. Like I think that's what we need here. And that's like I got the idea early 2019, I think, and then I finished high school. In 2019 in the summer there in May. And so like after the summer holidays, like I pitched like the idea to like some people. Like I pitched it to like I was like, my dad, like, what do you think? Like, he thinks I should go for it. And then then I made a company, and then I was like, okay, now I'm committed. I'm gonna do this. So, and then
the rest is history.
Exactly. Yeah, the rest is history. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when you first hit me up about it, and I was like, dude, absolutely. Like a European consignment store would literally be fantastic. Like,
yeah, I mean, you helped me since day one, man.
Yeah, I mean, of course, bro. You're my guy. Like,
my guy.
For sure. No, when you hit me up about it, I knew for sure it was going to do great. I mean, you guys are doing great now, so it's really dope to see.
Appreciate it.
European consignment is interesting how there wasn't anything there before, but going back, like I don't know if you guys need this validation, but particularly like even me at 25, like talking to my parents is like a big thing whenever I try to do like a new venture or whenever I'm doing something, and like having validation from like my dad and my mom is like really important. And I'm sure like that support from the beginning was like, was good for you, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Because I kind of knew like whatever like I wanted to do, like they would be like, okay, I think you should go do your own thing. Like that's how my parents always has been, like luckily for me. And then they know like I wouldn't just like do this just for fun, you know, because like it costs like some money to make a company like registration here in Denmark. So like I had to commit to it.
Right.
But then they were like, oh, he knows what he's doing, you know. They saw all the packages like coming in before, in and out. Like they knew I was already selling like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
So like consignment as a business model, right? Do you feel like that's something that I know a lot of companies that do? I mean, we do it at the Selective. A lot of companies have been doing consignment. Is consignment like an important part of an online e-commerce presence, you think?
I think it's a super good idea to implement like the consignment like concept into like this like a store. For example, like most of the items on my store right now, like I would say 85% are consigned items, and it's super good because for both, like for the company, like you don't need to invest in that capital. Like you don't need to use any of your own money to buy the items. Like
Absolutely.
I feel like it's a win-win. Like especially if you get good items. Like if I get good items, then I would like I offer them like a little bit lower like percent, like of course, right? Like to compensate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the business model is genius, to be honest.
It's lean. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you see the scale. I mean, you mentioned Justin Reed. I talk about him all the time. I consider him like very much, I guess, like a pioneer in like the consignment space. And I mean, to this day, you see he sells like, he sold for me, you know, cause prints worth over, you know, $40,000. Like this guy, he doesn't just sell, you know, small things at this point. He's really selling a lot. And, you know, he's got a really strong client base. And I mean, over time, once you're able to build and foster those connections, you know, it's really, like you said, it's a win-win, you know, it's mutually beneficial. Like the clients don't have to deal with any headache, and you're actually effectively selling all their items, you know?
Yeah. He respect to him for real. And to KJ for Obtained. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Respect. Like I think like for me, that's like the best, like, well, I think that store is super good.
Yeah. Obtained is dope. And I mean, the amount of just Chrome Hearts stuff that he gets in.
Yeah. He's the Chrome Hearts guy now, right? Like one of them at least.
Yeah. Him and Justin. Absolutely.
Yeah. They're moving.
It's crazy. Yeah, because Chrome Hearts has no online presence. I think about this all the time. It's like they have absolutely no online presence. So it's like anyone who wants to buy Chrome Hearts online can just buy it on Justin Reed or on Obtained.
Yeah, for sure. Like, and the thing is, like, they get their pairs, like, they can get pairs consigned like quite easy. Like, you know, like Chrome Hearts is from like USA, and like I feel like there aren't so many pairs here in Europe. It's super hard to source pairs. Like, I mean, I think. In total, I've had three pairs of Chrome Hearts like for sale, like, and I thought like, whoa, like just getting one pair was crazy, like, and then I see them, they're like, dropping 30 Chrome Hearts jeans. I'm like, oh my god, that's crazy. Respect.
Yeah, it's insane. It's absolutely insane, dude.
Yeah.
The so like the European luxury consignment market, if you will, do you feel like it's grown a lot? Do you think Marked has been a big part of propelling that forward? You know, how is the business in Europe right now?
Like in terms of like consignments, a ton of people are like consigning like to me like within Europe, but like for sales, like actually most of my sales are actually being sent to the US, like funny enough.
Really, dude?
Absolutely, dude. I always say this, like the US is such a consumer culture. It's crazy. Like
it's
people
really
buy
crazy.
so much stuff.
Yeah. Like, and then, you know, they would pay the import fee. They're down, like, you know, and in Denmark, it's just like in Denmark, no one wants to, I barely sell anything to Denmark. Like only really, really, really like cheap pieces, like under 100 euros.
But when you sell in Denmark, there would be no import fees, right?
Yeah, exactly. If it's an EU, no import fees, unless it's Switzerland, of course.
Yeah, Switzerland.
Why is Switzerland like that? Is it just because it's...
Switzerland isn't a part of the European Union. They have their own currency, the Swiss franc instead of the euro. And so because of all of that, they have like their own microeconomy.
Wait, Switzerland isn't part of the EU?
No.
Nah, man.
Oh, fuck. I didn't know that. I actually did not know that.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's why like it's all different. Like the entire EU have their own license plates, for example. And like Switzerland has a unique system. It's like all this stuff.
Yeah,
man.
Same thing for the Selective too, right? T, like a lot of our dedicated audience consumer base is in the U.S. I mean, it's just the way it is.
Absolutely, I feel like close to 90%. I would say it's like in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think this kind of fashion is really big in the U.S. Now that like if I think about it now, like I don't know so many people in like Europe that's like into like this kind of style, like I can't name 10 people that has Chrome Hearts jeans like in Europe, like
yeah, I can't. I mean,
like, okay, yeah, but Chrome Hearts jeans is also crazy, right? But I mean, still, you know.
Yeah, I agree. Like the actual hype, luxury, streetwear, you know, designer, that marketplace is in the US for sure.
For sure.
I guess that's why Marked also has done so well, being able to provide that here in Europe.
For sure. I could, yeah, for sure.
In terms of what's next for Marked, obviously it's been a crazy year and a half. Hope you've done well this past year with everything going on. But now that we're kind of getting back to, well, I say that, but shit's hitting the fan again. But once we get back to some sense of normalcy, what are the plans for Marked in the future? Do you have any big plans, or is it just business as usual for a little bit?
Right. So for my shop, I think I'm gonna do a physical pop-up in Copenhagen, perhaps in late September, around October or something like that. And then I'm gonna hold an event, huge event. I'm gonna go all in on that event, right? And then what I want for the future is also moving furniture, getting a bigger space for only maybe perhaps a store, get art pieces, get more watches, more of everything, just expand on, and get more items,
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like in Europe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it provides you a better platform for you to have an actual physical store. Like in New York, rent is so expensive. It would be impossible for you to ever think about having a store. It just wouldn't make any sense because, you can have that online platform, and sure, you would exclude yourself from the casual person that's walking by and, maybe drawn to your store. But the amount of money that you would save in rent by just having an online store, it would already be enough for you to not think about having a physical presence.
Exactly. I think a good idea for me is to perhaps get an investor, to maybe get a place, a store in Copenhagen. But I feel like the rent is quite high here, but I mean, it's nothing compared to New York, of course. But I don't think I'll be selling enough in Denmark to just cover that cost. It's just not worth it. My exposure has always been is online,
Yeah, absolutely. But these guys, I believe they're in Sweden. Plug Me Please.
Yeah. It's
They changed their name now. I forget
Extra
what
Sex or something.
Yeah, I forget what their new name is, but shout out to them. They have their own physical store, right, in Stockholm, and now they opened a second location. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, these are guys that are probably our age. I've spoken to Marcus a couple times
Me too.
on Instagram. Super nice guy. Shout out to him.
Yeah, both of them are super nice.
Yeah. And they seem to be doing it very well, with the physical location approach. They're kind of a round two, but in Sweden.
Yeah. I think it's super cool. They get some pretty cool pieces, but and the thing is they stock sneakers, hype sneakers, and there's a lot of money in that. Those kind of the people that buy that is they're everywhere. They're also in Copenhagen, right?
Yeah,
there's a lot of money. That's crazy. That. Absolutely.
Yeah, I bet Sam might have touched upon that,
Yeah, Sam. Shout out to Sam.
Yeah,
shout out.
Yeah, he talked about the crazy sneaker market and all that crap. So the pop-up is gonna be fun. I'm
gonna fly out for your pop-up.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man, you're invited. I'm thinking about inviting all the guys, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'll be sick. I feel like pop-ups are a really good way to connect because there's obviously a lot of benefits to having an online store, right? You're saving a lot of money with a mom and pop storefront, but at the same time, you lose a little bit of that personal touch, and obviously you can do a little bit of that with packaging, messaging, consumer relationship. But at the end of the day, that face-to-face contact is important, and I think pop-ups are a great way for people to meet you and get to know the person behind the brand.
Exactly. Building a community, I think, is also a super big factor in getting success within stores and all this,
Yeah, 100%. T, we got to do a Selective pop-up at some point, man.
100%, man. It might have to be a one-day pop-up in New York City. That's all we can afford.
I'll pull through.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah, Guan, I can't believe I actually missed you in New York when you visited, man. That's fucking such a shame.
Yeah, I wasn't there for so long. I think I was there for 5-6 days.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was pretty chill. I went to the Chrome store and like,
yes, sir.
Walked around like alone, like everywhere in New York.
You think you'll be back?
Probably.
Yeah, man, we got to have you on the podcast again once we have our studio space set up in New York.
Oh, that would be dope.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%. Speaking of Chrome, I have an appointment tomorrow or Friday at the Chrome Heart store.
Oh, so. Wow. Nice.
What are you copping?
I don't know yet, man. I'm gonna see what they have in stock. I don't know. I might cop the flip. I might, you know what? I don't know. We'll see what they have. I've never been to the flagship store, so.
Oh, you haven't been to the flagship?
No, I've been to
the big one, right? The big one.
Yeah. I've been to the jewelry store on the Upper East. That's where I got my ring. It's like small and they have like all the jewelry in stock, which is actually pretty dope. Cause like, I don't know. I feel like people play premium on the fucking Chrome jewelry, even though it's like down the block from me, you know?
You're going to see downtown is crazy. That's their flagship store. Like in my opinion, their best store in the whole world. I've been to so many of their stores, like in Japan, in LA, in Miami. But I would say that location on the West Village in Manhattan, that's such a good store, man. The people in there are super nice. Do you know who you're going to be meeting with?
I have no idea. I set up the appointment. So we'll see, but I'll let you know. They sent me an email, so I'll get back to you. But yeah, I'm just gonna absorb it all in because, like you said, man, like I know you're talking about furniture, Guan. Like Chrome Hearts has some mad furniture pieces, bro. Like I just kind of want to like go in and just kind of like appreciate the craftsmanship behind the brand, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm excited for that. Sorry to get off on a tangent, but yeah.
Yeah, no worries. I think like the Chrome Hearts shorts, like with patches, they're crazy.
Yeah, I actually rate them, honestly.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying to get a pair, but summer's almost over.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm excited for it to get cold again so I can rock my my Carpenters.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they're super dope. I gotta see those in real life, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir. Well, guys, we're reaching in on some really good time on the pod. It's been a lot of fun chopping it up. Guan, obviously getting to know you a little bit more and talking about all the things that you're working on. You know, before we wrap this up and get out of here, T, anything you want to plug? Any shout outs as always?
Shout out to Guan for coming on the pod, man. Pleasure to have you on. Shout out to Marked. Check them out on IG. Check out their website and whatnot. They got a lot of good stuff on there all the time. Hopefully, like we said before, you'll come back for once we're in the studio in New York, man. Looking forward to having you back on the pod.
I would love that, man. And thanks for having me here. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Selective Podcast. I'll have all of Guan's stuff linked down below, MarkedEU, his Instagram, and the website. As always, guys, keep it locked in on Selective for more drops, editorial content, and, of course, the podcast every single week. For all of us here, thank you so much for tuning into the pod, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.